You don't have to do it, this is just a me thing. I try and get a measurement on the thickness of your cutter. The sweat mark from here to here, that's the distance of travel. I'll make sure that that should fit into that gap. That means I can butt these things up together. Now I know that when I open it again, the cutter's going to fit. So bring that in, nice and level on the bottom. Perfect. When you put your clamps down, like that. When you put your clamps back, like that. Not this and not that. Because what happens, these things here, all the weight is taken just on the back there and they snap. We'll sell you new ones, not a problem. But after a while we run out of them and we have to get them from Germany and you don't have one. Now, I don't tighten the back of these. I know you always do. It's just a habit I've got into. I do everything on this. Other thing why I hold this is a new design. You won't be able to see it, but there's an actual little dot in here. And if you rotate that 180 degrees, it comes out. Because that's what's holding it, just that and that. You can get a bolt, put a bolt through as well. Both ways of doing it. All that is, as you see out there, it's just a little round tube. So when that gets rotated around, it locks it in. Why I always hold this is sometimes you don't lock it in 100%, and when you get to here and you don't hold it, sometimes that drops out and hits the ground. When it's a mud, it's fine, but when it's this stuff, you damage it. You guys aren't doing any debeating at the moment, but you will. The thin wall pipe, you have a lot of problems with debeating because what happens is people will get this and they'll tighten the shit out of these and it deforms the pipe. So what I like to do is I'll put my main pressure on the back one, only a little bit on the front, so it doesn't deform it as much. So what I will do is put a little bit more. So look at the pipe here. Up that. That's probably a bit too much bigger. So it sits like that. There's a little bit of misalignment on there. So I'll get this, put it down, and squeeze it up, and essentially the alignment's back to how it should be. It's not going to do much, but I'll bring it down anyway. When these machines open up, make sure there's nothing in here and in here, especially that when someone pushes the button, you get caught. So when you're happy with that, you can even open it here manually, and then what you do is you push start, and it'll ask you, is this what you're welding? So I've got P100, diameter of 110, wall thickness of 6.6. If I'm happy, I push yes. If I'm not happy, I push stop. Then I can choose the material. That there scrolls down to all of these different ones. But I want that one. So I push yes. And then it says enter the pipe size. If I put in 250, I can do 250. If I put in this machine, for some strange reason, 355, it shouldn't do it. Input error. Because this is only a 250 machine. It's a clever little box. It's got all the information stored in there. See, that becomes human error. So I know it's 110. 110 and it's SDR17. Cool. There's another button here to push and it will actually change it to wall thickness. If I go back to here, I can change that to wall thickness 6.6, so I can change it to, if I measure it, because sometimes water care like you to measure the pipe thickness and that's what you actually do it to. This could be 7 mil because of the heat, maybe it's expanded a little bit, whatever the case may be. So now it says face the ends. Yeah, I trust the... Why I shake it, because these things all, the IPA sits down in the bottom, turn it upside down, it's all going back through again. Now you can feel it. But if you relieve that, sit like that and close it down, all your IPA is going to leak out. And the police can't pick up on the ceiling. I don't know why, but they don't seem to be able to. That's fine. There's your planer. That's the blade, that's your sharp point. Not so bad that you can see a little bit of ground there. It oxidises. You get something else to see if I can show you a different, slightly different way. But clean your cutter before you start.